Hey, it's Ryan. We're working on episode 5 of the Honda 650L project bike video series, and today we're focusing on checking the valves. There'll be a short segment of hooking the grease gun up to the rear shock linkage and just pushing some new grease into those fittings. But we'll mostly be following the climber's manual on checking the valves. So we'll jump into it. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, and let's see how this goes. All right, so I got the camera set up on the back of the bike. This is the rear shock linkage. From what I was able to find out, there's 4 grease fittings on here. It's the one right in the center. There's one that's blurry. I'll try and you can see it with the wire brush right there. And then there's 2 more on the bottom, which I'll show. But I'm gonna hook the grease gun up and see if we can't freshen the bearings up and get some fresh material in there. Can hear it. Oh yeah, look at that. Get all that old junk out. All right, top 2 are done. Moving to the bottom 2. Definitely pumped some of the old grease out. Made a mess, but that's kind of the goal with this. So hopefully these bottom 2 work just as good as the top 2. There we go. Perfect. All right, cool. Little excess, but everything got freshened up. All right, so we're over on the left-hand side of the bike, again with our Climber 650L manual, and we're in Chapter 3, page 77. You can see the highlighted section there. Perform the valve clearance measurements and valve adjustments with the engine cool at room temperature below 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're good to go there. I'm just going to be following the steps. I'll pop off the covers and get everything to top dead center, and we'll go from there. Step 1 is going to be removing the timing hole cap, which is the top one, and then the flywheel bolt cap, which is on the bottom. The top one's going to be 6 mil, and the center one, or bottom one, is going to be 10 mil. So we got the covers off, and we're rotating it around to try and find the T. There's the F, which is it's laying on its side for fire, and there's our T for top dead center. All right, so we got everything wiped down pretty decently. All 4 valve adjustment covers are loosened up. So we'll pop these off and see how everything looks inside. Looks pretty nice and clean. All right, so here's the intake side on the left. We're at, I don't know if you can see it, 4/1000 of an inch. It's got some nice drag to it. The other intake side is the same way now. We had to adjust both. They were a bit loose. So the intake side set to 400,000th of an inch, and the exhaust side is set to 500,000. But everything looks good. Everything's nice and clean. The adjustments went well. So I'm going to throw the last adjustment cap back on and reverse all the steps. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for episode 5. All the valve adjustments went great. Got some new grease in the rear shock linkage. And yeah, overall, another solid day, moving towards getting to that first ride. Next on the list, we're going to be pulling off that old chain and sprocket, have a new rear sprocket coming in the mail, and then we're going to take that front caliper off and go from there. So that'll be episode 6. Thanks for tuning in. I think this was a bit of a quick video, which I mean, guess was a good thing, right? We didn't run into any hiccups. So valves are adjusted, and one step closer to getting riding.